following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2.
Hold on. Try that again. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second match of the day for the Archery April round of 32. Here in the Bow region, we have a great match for you going on that's about to begin with number 4 seed Pikachu taking on number 5 seed Emmy, with the winner going on to face number 9 seed Rana in the round of 16. So we do have a great match coming up, but I'm sure G-Man, and let's get through the schedule here to start off. So had their first game today at 12:30 p.m. a rematch between Taco and Shadowhunter. Taco able to beat Shadowhunter 4-2 or no 4-3 in the February flurry to take Shadowhunter out of the tournament. This time roles reversed here, but in 6 Shadowhunter gets the win 4-2 over Taco and moves on. So that series is now tied 1-1. Might have to have a rubber match at some point later in the season, but hopefully not in the round of 32. But now we go to Pikachu Emmy, but then after this, coming up in about 20 minutes, I'll stream in the Air region. King of Red versus Sky go at it. Both looking for a good run. King of Red at 4 wins gets 1 more win. He'll be in the LCQ no matter what happens the rest of the season as a bare minimum. And then an hour later in the Bow region will be Jamie and KG's going at it, 2 of the lower seeds. The only non-streamed match in the Bow region also. So we'll see how they do. And then the Deflex region to wrap up at 5:30. It's going to be Myhale Arnhem. Myhale feeling some of the pressure here as he's the only 1 seed left at this point, and he's looking to make sure he can stay alive in this tournament and make the round of 16. Arnhem looking for a big win here. As he goes into what he's hoping to be his first round of 16 appearance and is entering his second round of 32 match. Look at the bracket here. I mean, this is the same bracket we saw yesterday, except Rana with the win 4-2. Big win for Rana. She moves on. She'll be eagerly awaiting who she faces. But going to be an interesting point no matter who it is. But going to be an exciting one as we'll jump to the stream here and we see Emmy is eating grass. Pikachu is touching grass as well, so we might be in we might get a very similar match as we did yesterday, but yeah, it is quite the interesting start here. But we'll start. I don't have a co-commentator here, so I'm not really going to be able to bounce off, but we'll go to the players to start off. Pikachu, I mean, we talked about how February kind of got off to a rough start, but had a much better showing to start things off in Archery April with the round 64 victory. And you're now on a roll. What do you feel you got to do going into this matchup to be able to get the win here and help rebound some of your season after a rough start in February?
Just get lucky enough on the cards. Basically, just don't get unlucky.
You know, sometimes that is the best strategy, so I don't blame you on that. So we'll see what happens. And then for Emmy, this is the second time you made around 632, so you're 2-2 on you're 2-1 in the season so far. Had a heartbreaking loss in the round 32 last tournament. What do you feel you need to do today to try to have try to avoid the same fate here and this time make it to the round of 16 for what will be the second time in your career, dating back to the Acoustic August, I believe, was the last time you did it. So, any thoughts on that? I don't think that was the question I asked, but oh wait, can let me not hear? Oh, okay. Well, I need to type it then. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Emmy second round 32 this season. You had the heartbreak at the last tournament 7. Look to get some redemption, make the round 16 for second time in your career. Anything you feel you need to do to help guide yourself to success on the table to get the job done and avoid the same fate. All right. Because yeah, Emmy cannot hear for the first bit of this match, so we shall see how it goes. But yeah, Emmy is probably using the power of grass eating to help her in this one. We'll see how successful that will be. Seen a lot of interesting power through cheese bot favorite. Yeah, it is true. There's been a lot of interesting super abilities. Cheese bot favors grass. I'm scared what's next. But we'll see what ends up happening here as Emmy still types out the answer. Yeah, I mean, you have your fair share of superpowers in D1. Some that are interesting, some that are I don't personally like. I'm looking at you, ALP, but a lot of mixed success. But all right. I feel like last season End's game had a lot higher road bumps than many people face against players like Background Jet and Goldie, one of which I've beaten all moved up to now. I hope seeing a bit more variety of players that can get in the swing of things to a slow start the first tournament this season. All right. And still typing, so we'll see what else there is there, but yeah, a bit of a slow start on this, but we'll probably pick up in about 10 minutes. I think just not letting those games from last season get in my head and get back to what got me there will be important. All right. With that being said, Nick will be our ref for today. He can start things up here. Pikachu will have the first call, and we'll see what he goes with. Full send to start things off. All right. So a big start, and someone just joined live. I don't know who that was, because I was pulling up the scoreboard. All right.
It was Yoshi.
It was Yoshi. Oh, okay. He might have been trying to look at the VC chat. We start with a yellow +2, so that's gonna be a interesting start to kick things off. Yeah, what does Pikachu do? Does he go for it, or he does go for it? So Emmy's already up to 19. It's interesting because usually the higher the cards start, the more risky it could be to go for that stack. But Pikachu's gonna go for it here. Gonna set back Emmy early, so now it's 13-19. Again, really, might be a bit of a slow start to start things off here, but yeah. Again, 15 cards also, so you got to take time to read through it. And I'm just gonna open with the just a red 2. Pikachu going to the red 6. He's just kind of rolling through on this right now. And Emmy with the double red 2, so Emmy had both of them, red 2 off the table early. And now we just kind of roll with the red numbers. Red 9 from Emmy, just keeps rolling with it. Yeah, I mean, just kind of been numbers based so far. Pikachu had that start with the +2, but besides that, we just kind of been running the numbers. And no switches as well. And just as I say that, Emmy switches the color to yellow 4. I completely jinxed that. Let's see what Pikachu could cook on this one. It's going to be a crossover to the green. So not going to go into yellow right away. I do think he may have a little bit of yellow, but I don't know how much that'll end up being. Or he could just have none at all. Who knows? I could just be spewing a bunch of nonsense. Green 7. I think the biggest thing for Pikachu here is going to be pace. He usually likes going really fast. I mean, he's going a bit slow right now, so that might alter him a bit. So we'll see how he adjusts to that. So we get another switch back into going into blue, not going back into blue, going into blue. This is Pandora's. Pikachu has just been running these numbers so far. I mean, again, besides that +2, really just has not been using the ammo. And it could be a chance he just doesn't have any ammo. That is a possibility. Emmy goes back into the yellow. We might see what Pikachu has this time, or maybe he gets another switch here. Alright, there it is. Begrudgingly plays the yellow 5. May not have liked it that much. Emmy did really want this yellow here, so we'll see what she puts down now. Ooh, and it's a +2, so a little payback from before, but Pikachu is still in the lead. And switch the red one, so quick stop to yellow, and then we are back off it once again. And 3 cards switch into the blue, and I believe we are now tied. Pikachu still has possession arrow, but things have gotten a lot closer now. Just realized the yellow possession arrow color does not work, so I'm gonna switch it to a green. Like a dark green. That's on the there we go. And speaking of greens, we go into the wild green. Emmy's gonna play it. Does Pikachu keep it rolling? Yes. A lot of numbers from Pikachu. Double from Emmy. Running the numbers. This is gonna be an interesting. We still have not seen a Uno draw so far. Switch back into yellow once again. Emmy really liking these yellow switches. Pikachu able to run it still. Both down to 3. Past 5 minutes. Game 1 on the full send. Emmy typing, looking to maybe get a finish here. Alright, gets the Uno with the +4. Pikachu will have a chance to respond. That's really going to be what he pulls out here. That could be the big factor. And, alright, he's going to go for the 4-card run with the +6 thrown in there as well, so keeps the game alive. And also goes down to 3. Red 4. Red 6. Pikachu looking to roll down to the finish. What is Emmy looking to do? And the wild yellow. Okay, so back to yellow once again for Emmy. And the +4 finish, there it is. Pikachu's going to close things out in game number 1. Gets the 1-0. And is able to, I think it was able to hold that +4 to the finish. Pikachu, was that a hold to the end, or was that something you were able to find from a +2?
That was held from the beginning.
All right, so good hold there. Pikachu able to just pretty much use the numbers pretty well to ride that down to the finish.
Had Emmy not switched to yellow, when had Emmy not played the Y2, I could have won that turn.
Yeah, so I mean with a decent stop there, but ultimately was not enough. But that is a good wild wow. Okay, so Pikachu did the right thing with the +2s there. So Emmy had the wild to the finish there, but ultimately not enough. Maybe could have used the power play to close that out, but again, it is only game 1, so would have been pretty early to jump on that, but we have seen it before. All right. And then for Emmy, just picked the wrong color to change into after getting card dumped as well. All right. So that's it. That's Emmy's side of things, but we'll jump to game 2 here. Pikachu goes with 10. And we start with a green 1 this time, so a bit of a more normal start. And Pikachu rolling with the numbers once again. Right. Yeah, Emmy has been loving these switches so far. Switch to yellow and then switch to blue. So really not being set, and now switches to red. She pretty much has gone through the, pretty much goes through the whole rainbow of colors with the switches. And she is light switching back and forth throughout the start of this game. Yeah, now she sticks on the red this time, so riding it out here. And a +2 from Pikachu here to throw Emmy back a bit, but does Pikachu have any more reds? I mean, with 2 extra cards here, and it's not really going to matter as switches to yellow, and it's a wild green here, so choice was going to probably always be that no matter what. Unless, of course, there was a switch to the green 7, but again, Pikachu looking to get out to an early 2-0 lead here. Emmy probably taking a second to think. This is the color of the grass. It goes to the green reverse and the wild blue, so it has a wild of her own, and that's going to block out Pikachu. It ends up being a good stop here. Now Emmy's going to be able to roll. Just going to have to walk carefully, though, because she does not want to place the number down that Pikachu can get the switch on, because that's probably what he's going to be looking for. Goes with the blue 0. And, jeez, big run on the blue. I think found maybe either a blue skip or a green skip, and suddenly has gone back to green for Uno. Might be a big bailout there. We'll have to see if he closed the game, though. Emmy has nothing on green. Does Pikachu have it? Yes, he does. Green 3. Wow. I mean, Pikachu, the question there was, what was that draw? Because that really seemed to help you out after you drew on the initial wild blue.
Yep.
Can you say that again?
Yep.
You're cutting out. I'm sorry.
It was a blue skip.
Blue skip. All right, thank you. So yeah, able to find that there to get the the bail, but sometimes that's just kind of what you need in this game. But so really unlucky for Emmy. I think she was able to do the right thing in that one, but just wasn't able to get the right draw. All right. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So I have bad news for you. The draw Pikachu had was a blue skip, so you kind of got screwed over by the bot, but
Yeah.
were you able to get would you been able to get a run to the finish on the wild blue if that not happened, or was it just kind of running the numbers?
Running numbers. I didn't have much.
All right. Down to right now, so not the best spot. Anything you feel you could do to have a quick adjustment to try and make things back even, or at least get one on the board?
I am not in the car, so I feel a little bit better about that.
Yeah, it could just be a location adjustment. That's all that's going to be needed, but also going to be a possession adjustment as well. As we go to game 3, Emmy will have the call now. Can have full free range here. So anything from 5 to 15, we'll see what she ends up picking.
My 11.
All right. There's one up from the prior game, and we start with and we go into the green 3. Another green start here. Emmy's probably going to be looking to get this game here because being down 3-0 against Pikachu is not an ideal spot for anyone, but also see how the pace goes because that does sometimes play a factor. My roommate is upset about something. I don't know what it is, but alright, Emmy gonna start things off here. With the double here, green reverse green 2, so gives a little bit of a gap there. And Pikachu responds with the double of his own, so now we are back tied. I mean, seemingly just slowing things down a little bit here. Oh, and there's an early draw. Okay, so not much good. And draw from both players, so double and no more from both. Sky just took game 1, so now that's 1-1 since she does have the game forfeit penalty, so that's actually a good start for Sky because she needs to get up early. Alright, we're going 14, so Sky, he needs to... If Sky can get up early, win first 2 games, that's going to be big. Anyways, switch the red from Emmy, so now we run red. Green had absolutely nothing, so this might just be a 3-color game going forward. Yeah, he's taking a bit. Maybe has a bit of a run going. Gonna be another double that will give her the definitive lead again. And will Emmy be able to keep running? Yes, Emmy will be able to keep running the red because sometimes people do the double into a draw. So that was definitely a risk on the table. Emmy able to keep rolling on the red here. And Remy runs out on red now, so and Pikachu runs out on red as well. Wow, this is a very heavy blue-yellow hand from both. So we might be in a bit of a stalemate here until we get that. Yeah, a lot of blues and yellows on the draw, and I mean, if there's any wilds in play, no one really wanting to throw it out yet. There could also be none, and all of them are still in the deck. So we continue the draws here, then it's probably going to be end up a draw city. Just past 4 minutes. Pace has slowed down a bit. Use the Uno table command. So I mean, you see there 10 to 9 Emmy with the lead, and Sky has just taken game 2 also. So Sky is now in the lead. Again, that is exactly what Sky needs over in the Arrow region. And Emmy gets to switch the yellow, so now I think things can get going here. This might just suddenly become a 2-color game. So this is really about who can use both colors effectively. Unless someone drew a red, which, I mean, in that case, if it's a soul red, that's a huge problem for whoever has that. Red could be on the table. Maybe Pikachu could have gone. Pikachu maybe could have gone a stray. Pikachu could have gone a stray red. Maybe some stray greens also. But this is really going to be running yellow and blue here. Emmy switches the blue. Pikachu keeps running it. I don't think I really don't know if it's going to be a draw. There's going to be a draw for a while because this is basically 2 colors with maybe some strays. But I think the big thing is if there is a stray card for either player, it's really going to be figuring out how to get rid of it. And then we're going back and forth on the blue and yellow. Emmy goes back to yellow on the 0. And Pikachu is going with the yellow 5. And now we're kind of running down here. And there's one of the potential strays. Green 2. Does Emmy have a green of her own, or is this going to be another draw? As we drew on this really early in the game here, and there was not really a lot of opportunities to draw more greens. Emmy does have a green, goes to 3. Pikachu has no more. Can Emmy get the switch off, or does Emmy have even more green? No, Emmy cannot get the switch off, and now we're back stuck at green. Pikachu gets the top deck, though, on the 6. We've seen a switch out of the 6 before, but not sure if we'll be able to find it this time. Nothing from Emmy. Does Pikachu have something? No. Alright. Now we're back on the green here, stuck in Draw City. The green and red have just not been very kind so far in this game, so gonna have maybe some pauses here and there when we land on those colors, but things are gonna be going full speed on the yellow and blue. Green skip, green 7. Red takes a game. Switch to the yellow, and now we're put back on the way. Crossover into blue 7. Here we go. Now we roll onto the blue and yellow here, although it's somewhat low cards here, so could see a finish pop up soon. But this has been like majority numbers. Maybe a 1-2 here or there, but this has been a massive numbers game. Barely any ammo to be seen. So you gotta wonder if whether it's a hold or if there's just straight up no ammo in either player's hand. Emmy is typing a bit, so maybe she has something on blue. Alright, and just say that she has a 3-card run with the +2 blue skip and then goes into the blue 5, so pulls out some of the ammo now. Pikachu switches back into red. This is another stop color. And we're looking to go back into potentially yellow or blue to keep the game going. Has a yellow 5? Yes, has the yellow 5 crossover in the yellow, and we keep going. Pikachu now trying to figure out what he wants to do here with the yellow. Could have some cards, but... And has a +2 if it goes to the red, +2 as well, and then goes into the wild blue, so keeps things going, but a +6 thrown down actually might make things a little complicated for Emmy, as she might get some greens and reds. Does she have anything left on the blue as well? Does she draw any blue also? That is definitely something to consider as well, but... Pikachu in the lead now. Just past 9 minutes a bit ago. We are getting close to 10. This will be the longest game of the series so far. This is a very fast pace over the arrow stage. It's 3-2. Sky used power play though. Wow, okay. Yeah, that Arrow Region game might end before this one. And this one had like a 20-minute head start. Actually, no, probably not that long, maybe a little more like 15, but yeah, that is a really quick series. This one being a little bit longer. Emmy typing something here. Goes for the +4, that's what she was thinking of. Decides to go for it here. Goes into the green. Now we are tied. First ditto of the game, I'm pretty sure, from Pikachu, as we have the double green 5. Now what does Emmy do on the green? Draws, so she's looking for some sort of stall here. Not going to get it as Pikachu switches the blue. Blue 6, that may not have worked out fully for what Emmy was hoping for it. And now Pikachu's doing some light switching. Just about to hit 11 minutes here. Over an arrow stage, Red is not feeling good about his chances. Emmy with the red 2. Pikachu with another light switch, goes into yellow 2. Pikachu bringing out some of the light switching here. Saw Emmy doing it before, Pikachu now doing it now. And Emmy's going to respond back with the light switch of her own, goes with the crossover. Now we go into blue. Green 2 would make the rainbow, but we did see that before. Actually, are both green 2s been played? Both green 2s have been played, so there will be no rainbow. Yeah, Pikachu down to Uno with the double. Now I'm put in a tough spot here. Nothing. Does Pikachu have it? Yes, on the number efficiency in the yellow 9, and Pikachu is now up 3-0. Wow, not really a lot of ammo overall in that one. I mean, we look at the card history that I just pulled up before. Saw some +2s here and there, but only one wild, one +4 from Emmy, and then one reverse, and then the 4 skips. So ultimately, that was mostly numbers. And now Pikachu's up 3-0. So well, before we jump into game 4. Pikachu, I mean, that was definitely a more attrition-based battle in that one, able to fight on the numbers, and you got the number efficiency at the end on that. You are up 3-0 with the power play. Thoughts going into game 4 with you being in the driver's seat right now?
And I'm just saying, I'm glad I took the risk not using the power play on the blue 9 there, because now I have a power play for another win potentially.
All right. First, I mean, not necessarily what you were hoping for there. I think you were walk me through the +4 green play on that one, because I think you were looking for a stall out and it just didn't happen. So, walk me through on that one and just thoughts on what you need to do to be able to make the reverse sweep.
I was sitting with blue and yellow, and I was trying to stall with the one green I had because I wasn't sure where the green came into play.
Yeah, I did figure it was that, but ultimately it didn't work out, and then at that point it was kind of a bit of a tailspin there. But Pikachu able to find that one up 3-0. Emmy's gonna look for 7 here, so that would be the lowest so far. Gonna try something a little different to try and get things back in her favor. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, Emmy's gonna have to pull off the reverse sweep here, which will be tough, but we've seen that plenty of times before. As we're gonna start with a yellow 3. That's the second 3 start of the game. Sky just got the Uno, Drew. Not typing again. As we wait for the start on this game, I'm checking in the arrow stage. Oh my god, they got a +4 bail. Oh my god. He wins that one 4-2. But we go back to this as Emmy starts to the yellow 9. Red will have to wait until T3 to lock up that playoff spot. Now we run the yellow here. And the red 2 from Emmy. Gets the switch, and now we run red. I mean, this is, it's a bit of a slower pace here, which I think Emmy is trying to go for. I mean, she went for the lower card start to try something different because we've been seeing mostly mid card and higher tier not working. So we'll see what Emmy can find here, but Puzzle Dan joins up. It is currently 3-0 Pikachu. Emmy looking to get something rolling here. Pass the +4 into green, goes into the green 1. We'll see what she's cooking here. Quick switch into blue from Pikachu. Does Emmy have a response? Has a wild, so goes back into green. Really wants this green here. Well, I mean, just type it again, except with a space. No, Uno play wild green. There you go. Goes into green. Does Pikachu have an option here? I mean, if Pikachu doesn't have a switch off the green, it's gonna be Uno at least. Emmy is gonna be at least Uno here, maybe the game. But green 0 from Pikachu doesn't really seem to have much on an initial switch, but might have to look for the numbers. Does Emmy have the game here? Yes, Emmy does have the game. Pikachu tries to go for the call out, but Emmy is on the board. The low card start works out for Emmy, and that is game 1 of 4 she needs to win to make this back. So, Emmy, thoughts on that one, and any comments on how you feel that might help your momentum a little bit? Emmy?
Yeah, that was a little bit better on track, but still lucky cards more than anything.
Yeah. For Pikachu, nothing but numbers in the green reverse, so couldn't really find a way to finish that one, but we'll just jump into game 5 here. Pikachu will have the call now, just can't pick 11. Goes to 12. Yeah, I mean, I think you gotta stick with this mid tier. It's really been working out well for Pikachu. So, gonna stick with that, trying to get the win here. Start with another 3 here, this time on the blue. But that would go in the blue. That is the, I think it's the third. Yeah, because that was yellow 3. I'm just gonna backtrack here. 2, we had a green 3 also. And then just a lot of 3s. 1. I'm pretty sure it's the third one, but I might be, yeah. That is the third. That is actually the third straight game that started on a 3. Not even just the third straight. So all different colors also. Because one was yellow, one was green, and this one's blue. If this goes to game 6, maybe the red 3 is the start. And Emmy takes out the other blue 3 in the deck. And Pikachu runs out of blue right away, so only had that one blue off the start, so not a good start for him. Blue 8, green 8, green 1. I mean, Pikachu does get the quick switch here, so that helps him a bit, but I don't know how much more Emmy had on the blue. That could be a problem if she doesn't have a great way to switch back into it. Yeah, and I mean, the draw right there, that's not really what she wants. Now she's in Pikachu's position where she needs to find the switch now off the green. And she will find it, so gets into the yellow. Cross over to the red, though, from Pikachu. Pikachu does have the lead, but Emmy right behind. Emmy with the red now. Now we're running red here. Bit of a quicker pace. Now rolling through. Question is, what does Emmy have here? Red 9. Again, still tied, but ultimately you know what Pikachu's looking for, so it's really gonna be once you see it, you know that's curtains, but it's also how much of a path does he really have to get there as well. That's gonna be a big path there. Big play, all things considered. Oh well, the game. Never mind. The bot lagged, and that was actually just a 6-card run to the finish. Yeah, didn't even need the power play. Wow. Okay, that was a little unexpected, but Pikachu wins 4-1. Yeah, that was a bit of a weird ending, but Pikachu gets the win. Moves on to the round of 16. Unfortunately for Emmy, you couldn't really seem to do much in that one, but go to Pikachu. The thoughts on the game. You make it back to the round of 16 here, and your Archery April has started off to a hot start.
Yeah, I definitely got lucky in that last game.
Yeah. Definitely can see that to some extent, but any comments going into the round of 16 on what you look to be able to do as you keep moving forward in the tournament?
Just continue to not get unlucky.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that is the winning strategy, so yeah. Emmy, not really the result you were hoping for here, but any takeaways from this match, and even just your season so far, as you've been off to a somewhat consistent start with the back-to-back round 64 wins.
Emmy just left VC.
Emmy just left. Never mind. Yeah, you know that's kind of fair. I mean, I've been a little frustrated, but yeah, that was kind of a weird ending. But well, Emmy's back. All right, Emmy. General thoughts on the result? Didn't seem like you were able to do much there, and thoughts on the season so far since you've been off to a somewhat consistent start with the back-to-back round 64 wins.
Yeah, they were fine games. It really only felt like one was not luck involved, especially towards the end. It really only felt like one or two of them was not luck involved. But there were some good games in the beginning. The ending was just a little bleh on all accounts. But
Yeah, I mean, that was, I think, with the bot lagging also, and how that finished off, that was a bit of a weird ending, but ultimately Pikachu able to run the reverses and just kind of close the game out with the +4 as well, so Pikachu able to get the win. So now we have a very interesting matchup now for the round of 16. Pikachu will now enter the Rana Vortex and try to survive that. That will be a very chaotic match, and we'll see who comes out on top of that one. As once again, that's going to be two very clashing styles. Rana all about talking to the opponent, somewhat getting in their head, just kind of being all over the place. Pikachu locked into the game, just making sure he's doing what he needs to do on the table to get one card after the other played. So that's going to be an interesting clash. We'll see how that goes, but It is going to be a wild one to watch, but Pikachu keeps moving on throughout the bracket, and he is looking for a massive redemption tour after what was pretty much a very disappointing February flurry as he looks to make it back to the D2 championship. But with that said, that'll do it from us. Thank you all so much for watching. Red Sky ended before this one. Sky won that one 4-2, so Sky moves on to the next round. But we'll have 2 more games coming up. One at 4 p.m. So in about 40 minutes between Jamie and KGS. We'll see who wins that one between the 2 upsets from the first round in the Bow region, and then wrapping up the day at 5:30 p.m. will be Myhale Arnhem. Myhale, the last 1 seed left in the tournament, looking to hang on as Arnhem looks to take Myhale out. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. We will catch you all later. It's not on here, but our next stream is going to be at 1 a.m. against White Spider with White Spider and Acel. That's going to be the latest stream we've ever done. So that's going to be quite the interesting one. So if you can tune in for that one as we see that one go down. But on behalf of everyone who came to watch and the commission team, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all later for the 1 a.m. match with White Spider and Acel. Until then, take care, everyone.
This has been a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2.